Light Up Your Legacy with Monique Tyson. And today we are going to talk about the types of insurance because it's a question that I often get from clients or people that just may not know. And so I'm just going to go over briefly. I'm not going to really go into depth on each type of life insurance. And so I'll just explain that to you. So the first type of life insurance is final expense. Okay? Final expense is something that we all need. Okay? However, when you're talking about final expense, there are still some medical questions that have to be asked, even though the application process is generally very simple. Okay? You still have to qualify based on the medical questions that they ask. And in doing that, you also want to make sure that you know the answers to those questions that they're going to ask you. They're not really difficult questions. It's just maybe a couple of different questions about your health, and so they have to know those things. So anyway, final expense is also a whole or permanent life policy. Okay? That means that it will go your whole life as long as the premiums are paid. The premiums are generally fixed and they don't increase or anything like that. And so you just pay the premium and it will start to accumulate cash value during the time that you're putting the money into that policy. Okay? The next type of life insurance I would like to talk about is term insurance. And to understand term, I want you to equate the word term with time. That means that there is a specified time on that particular type of insurance. Okay? Now, you can have a term policy that is 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 25, 35. So it's basically for a time period. It's very flexible. I think that one of the great things that is available now is that you can have a term policy with living benefits. And so a term policy with living benefits it gives you a flexible policy, and it gives you living benefits that will address a chronic illness or a critical illness and also still have a death benefit in there. But you have to remember that it's for a certain time period, and so when that time period is up, some term policies will allow you to convert. However, it may cost more at the time that you're converting it, because obviously if you have a term policy at age 20 and you convert it at 55, your rate is not going to be the same. You're now going to be older, and so then it may, of course, the rate will be higher. And so that's the only thing, but I think that term with living benefits, if you're going to get a term policy, you really need to get one that has living benefits, because anything is possible that could happen right now. And so people often survive physically, but they may not survive financially. And so you have to consider, there's a possibility that you could have a stroke, or that you could have a heart attack, or that you could have cancer. And so a term with living benefits, if you're going to get a term, that would be what I would suggest. Also, people will use term policies sometimes as collateral if they're business owners and they're getting like some type of business loan. I have seen where you can get a business loan but use the life insurance policy as collateral. It just depends on, you know, your situation. I don't think that's for everyone. Okay. Now, the next type of life insurance policy that I'm going to talk about is the variable universal life. A variable universal life, variable means it's flexible, it can go up and down. And so with a variable universal life, the cash value may go up or down, the premiums may go up or down. It is a permanent life insurance policy. It does accumulate cash value, and you know, the thing that, you know, when people get a variable universal life, they're kind of being aggressive financially, because you can get significant cash accumulation with a variable universal life, but you got to also realize that, you know, you have up and down. So you might have, you know, it may accumulate a lot of cash a day, and then it may go down tomorrow, and then you may lose some value. But some people really like that particular policy, and so it's just up to you as to what you would be interested in, what's going to best fit your needs. And that's what you always want to look at when you are dealing with any agent, making sure, and hopefully they will do that, making sure that you get the policy that is best for you. Okay. Now, the last type of policy is my favorite, and it is a index universal life policy. The index universal life policy is a permanent life policy. It does accumulate cash. But what is great about the index universal life policy is that when the market goes up, your cash value goes up. But if the market goes down, your cash value doesn't go down. It just stays level. And so that's what is so great about an index universal life policy. If you want to really leave a legacy, it's definitely a policy to consider, even though you can leave something with the other types of policies as well. But this will also provide you with some income for life if you start saving early, or if you have children and you start a policy for them when they're young, and that cash value starts to really accumulate and they're getting, if you really want to leave a legacy and to build income for life, the index universal life policy is definitely a policy that you want to consider, because it's amazing. It really is amazing when you look at the benefits of the cash accumulation that can occur in an index universal life policy. So I encourage you to make sure that you are well informed on the different types of policies. Make sure you have something that fits your needs. And there's nothing that says that you can only have one policy or two policies. Actually, I know somebody that has like 11 policies. And so they are driven and focused on leaving generational wealth, creating wealth, and thinking about their retirement plan and how they're going to have income for life, so that they don't have to depend on something that, on Social Security or something that may not even be there. And so for many people who are working now, we're not sure, you know, whether Social Security will be there in the coming years or in the years that we're getting ready to retire. So I hope that you learned something today. I hope that this was informative. You can always book a consultation with me by clicking the button on my Facebook page, or going to my website and clicking get in contact with me to schedule your appointment. I hope this has been great for you. Thank you so much for listening to Light Up Your Legacy with Monique Tyson, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.